So Michelle and I are now in Pattaya in Thailand. We came here to plan the last stages before we head to our trip to China. We've been to Thailand many times. We haven't really been to Pattaya for a long time, and we figured it was as good a place as any. It wasn't actually in the city of Bangkok, but it's outside. Now, Pattaya has a reputation for being a little bit on the seedy side. It has had for many decades now. It's a little bit of a red light district, to say the least. It has other things here, but it's famous for it. But it is a really sort of interesting and vibrant city to visit. And today Michelle and I are going to take you for a little saunter through the streets of Pattaya, and hopefully I won't get into trouble, because maybe some people won't want me to film in these streets. But come on, let's give it a try. Now we're starting off on Soi Pacao. There's my clap. We're starting off on Soi Pacao. It's, I think, the third road. It's not actually third road, but it's the third road or major road back from Beach Road. And it's fast becoming one of the most sort of happening street areas. We're actually going to head down to a nightclub sort of go-go bar area called LK Metro. But we've got to walk in the streets because there aren't many other options. Hello. So we've got to walk it out here in the streets because all the bikes are parked on the path as usual. But you just got to keep a little awareness, know of the vehicles going by, and they're pretty aware of you. You can see all the street food that's being sold down these streets, and it starts sort of late afternoon. It goes on all through the day. They've got fruit salad. This guy here's got his melons and watermelons and mangoes. Hello. Ready, Cap? And your dinner also. Oh, sorry. There is so much. One of the reasons we come back to Thailand to do our preparation is because it is so good. Is this LK Metro, Michelle? I think it is. So, yeah, it's the food here. It's so good. The street food is so good. And if we've got to spend a week or two planning things, this is the place to be for sure. Now, whether or not we should be in Pattaya is another thing. You can see down here now, we took a wrong turning. Every single little road off of Soi Pacao is lined with bars and clubs, so it's hard sometimes to work out where you are. There's just great food on this street, whether you're looking for really fantastic Thai food, whether you're looking for fantastic European food, it's all here. I mean, I had an English breakfast down here at a place the other day. It was delicious, black pudding, bacon, everything. And it was around about just over 100 baht. But yes, you can eat almost any style in Pattaya. So I'm not going to talk the whole time. I'm going to do some filming. I've got the camera pointing forward, a camera pointing at me. But most of the time you're going to want to see what's ahead of me.
So you're nice and discreet.
So I'm not at all discreet, am I, Michelle? And that's the only thing. I mean, I want to be respectful filming in these areas, but I really think it should be shown. Most people who come to Pattaya only go to Walking Street, and we will head down to Walking Street. But I want to show you this end of town because I think it's so vibrant, so exciting, bustling. It's really, really cool. And sure, there's, oh look, this guy here selling chicken tikka, garlic chicken. Look at that. That looks gorgeous. Hello, Sawadi Kap. How are you? Very good, huh? Aroy Kap. Aroy Kap. That means delicious if I've got it right. The smell of chicken tikka there, really nice. He hasn't got a a proper oven, but it smells good. So, what is Pattaya famous for? The bar scene. It's been known for years for a place where older guys come with younger girlfriends, so it has got that sort of element to it. It's not a place I would choose to bring family, although I see a lot of young families here.
They are here.
Yeah, and it's just it's a little bit of an adult playground. There's some elements that I don't like about Pattaya. There's some elephants that some elephants.
Nice.
I know, it's a nice motorbike and sidecar. Look at this.
That's cool. Nice colour.
The Flying Hires Club. So there are some things I love about this city already, and some things I really don't love about it, but you can decide for yourself. Now you've got that ever-present McDonald's here. Why would you eat in McDonald's with so much good food on the street? I have no idea, but it's here, it's popular. This road, Soi Buakhao, many years ago this was a really quiet road, and now it's probably almost taken over from Walking Street as one of the most popular places for expat tourists. And it's lined with bars and places to exchange money. There are rooms for rent if you'd want to rent in this sort of area where it's going to be pretty noisy. Look, Turkish kebabs. What can't you get? I've seen pizzas, Turkish kebabs, great Thai food. You can get your hairdressing. There's loads of hair salons here. Had a haircut. Am I looking good? Had a haircut. About 100 baht, 80 to 100 baht for a men's haircut. Around about 200, 250 for ladies. And just here, the young girl is just making an offering to Ganesh. And that's beautiful, isn't that lovely? I'm sure she won't mind me filming. The Thais are the most friendly people. You know, they have a reputation for it, but I really think they are the most friendly people in the region. Sure, it's a tourist town, but it never ever seems to change. So let's have a little look here. Is that LK Metro? Is this Metro? LK Metro?
Next one.
LK, this is
Next one.
Billabong?
Yeah, next one.
Oh, Cap.
Yeah. Honey. Okay.
So this one is soy honey.
Soy. Okay.
Ah, Cap.
Next one.
Cap. Thank you. So this one apparently is called soy honey. You'll see what I mean as we go along, why they do all look a little bit similar. Oh look, it's written up there. Now if you can see LK Metro up ahead. So we're next to, there's a 7-Eleven, the ever-present 7-Elevens here. Literally thousands of them in Thailand. You're never more than, I can see another one just ahead of me, never more than a few hundred meters from a 7-Eleven. So this here is LK Metro. And the reason we're going down here is because I can cut through to Beach Road. It's known as LK Metro because the LK Metropole Hotel is just up through there. So it's a fairly grandish hotel. Now we're early. It's not got dark yet. This street later on tonight will be thumping. It will be completely full of people drinking, socializing. The girls will be out calling people into the bars. It's just an amazing scene. What do you think, Michelle?
Yeah, it's all good.
I'll be honest, you don't overly like it, right?
No, but it's okay as a destination for, for what we want. And
Yes.
it is interesting.
It is interesting. It's an assault on the eyes. Look at this pig, this pork crackling on here. How gorgeous that is. So these guys, they go all around the streets and they've got pork crackling. They cut it up. Look, see how delicious that looks in there. Sawadee krap. All right. And look, all down the street, there's a guy frying up food here. It's delicious. It's freshly made. It's the best food. You're never going to get sick from the food on the streets here. I can't guarantee you, but trust me, it is so good. Hello. So you've got the bars. A very famous bar called the Billabong and Aussie Bar here on my left side. A little bit quiet at the moment. It's going to get busier as the night gets darker. And I'm coming along now, hopefully, to avoid any confrontation. I think once the night sets in, people don't really like you filming in these streets. But you know, I think it's important that we know what a destination is like before we arrive here. More food, delicious food. These are the Thai spicy sausages from the north, and you've got all these satay sticks, more sausages. The girl's going to be barbecuing it on hot coals. It's absolutely yummy. I mean, food everywhere, isn't there, Michelle?
Absolutely, and
Good food everywhere. Look, another one, another one. More on this side. There's often a girl out here selling ice cream as well, coconut ice cream set in a coconut. So delicious. I'm so happy to be back in Thailand. I love the food, I love the people. Pattaya, it's good.
It's good.
It's actually kind of cool. And there's some nicer places. We're going down to Beach Road. We'll check that out. There are other parts of Pattaya if you want to get away from this. There are parts. There's an area called, is it West or East Pattaya? The dark side.
The dark side is East Pattaya.
East Pattaya. So they call it the dark side mainly because many years ago there wasn't any electric there, so it was a darker part of Pattaya. But now there is a lot of residential areas out there. People stay. It's just a little bit of a different vibe. So we're coming now. I'm not sure the name of this road, but we head right here and we'll be able to get down to the beach road. So you can see more bars, more diners. I think one of the things about a town like Pattaya is because this particular town has had so many foreign, European, Russian, Chinese, Australian tourists for so long now. There's almost nothing you can't get here by way of grocery products, services. Gonna get over the road. Now you might have noticed it just got a little darker. We met a friend who we know here and just had a little chat. Just a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, it's already started to get dark, so it's getting to that time of night where this camera may struggle with this light. So I'm going to get down to the beach road and I'll turn this back on. We're taking a shortcut through Mike's shopping mall. Now, when I first came here, when we were here last time, this place was one of the major shopping malls. It's already seems to be being renovated, but it cuts right through from Second Road to Beach Road. I'll probably get told off for filming in here, but we'll do it anyway. So, very modern shopping mall. There are much bigger, more modern shopping malls now in Pattaya. So you can see, you can buy anything here. Actually, what is the name of the shopping mall further up? Century Festival.
Yeah.
So the Century Festival is huge. It's as big as any of the shopping malls we have back in Australia.
And then there's the new one, which is Terminal 21, which is supposedly even bigger.
Okay, so there's so much here, so much modern shopping, so much local shopping. You can pretty much pick and choose. Excuse me, Gap. Thank you. So, I think we've got through safely without being told to turn the camera off. So see, if you want all those sort of modern comforts, it's all here in, not just in Pattaya, almost all over Thailand you can get modern shopping, modern supermarkets. There isn't much you can't buy here. If you want Western style luxuries, you're gonna have to pay considerably more for it. In some cases, as much as you might pay back home, but that's the way it is. I can't believe how quickly the sun has dropped down. But how quickly it's gone from the golden hour, blue hour, to this beautiful night sky. Now, this here is, hello, how are you? What copy watches are they?
Yeah, quality watch.
How much?
Many price, which one you like?
Well, copy Rolex, how much?
Rolex is 1,500.
1,500 baht.
How many piece you want? I can discount for you.
I can't buy just now.
Huh?
I have to walk.
Okay.
Cap. So that hasn't changed. We've got to cross over. I don't think there's any green man, so we've just got to make our way. I'll wait until after this Bart Bus. Cap. Now these here behind me, this is a Bart Bus. They're called Bart buses because in the old days they used to cost a baht. You jump on, pay a baht to the driver when you got off, and they just go in a loop around Beach Road and I think Second Road, and they go other roads as well. They cost 10 baht now, so you have to give them a 10 baht coin. Now this is Patio Beach. There's always an inordinate amount of speedboats in this bay. It's chock-a-block with boats, and in the daytime there's a lot of jet skis. It's not really a swimmable. It's not really a swimmable beach. Now, you're going to get some issues. You see, there's a lot of the girls that work in the bars. They come down and hang around on the beach road, and they get quite annoyed. But you see, if you're going to vlog, and this is pretty much what Pattaya is like all over, so if you're going to vlog, you've limited choices. So they could say, well, I don't vlog along this street because there are girls working on the street, but then you can't vlog on that street or the next street because there's girls working on almost every street in Pattaya. So that's what I said, we might get some flack, but I want to show, I don't want to just show the seedier side of Pattaya, but I want to show the beach road, because here they did a big project to sort of beautify and make the beach a lot nicer. Let's just step down there, Michelle. So you can see they poured in a lot of sand. Unfortunately, a great deal of it washed away in the first storm. They did spend a lot of money, and they put up all these lovely lights to make it a lot brighter along Beach Road now. But listen, I don't know if I'll keep it in, but if I pass another group of girls, I'm going to get some abuse. And so, for some bizarre reason, we have a Hooters bar in Pattaya now. I suppose it makes sense, as Pattaya was the founder of such styles of bar as Huta. But it's a pretty tame place by Pattaya standards, and I don't think it attracts a lot of tourists, maybe the odd person that's staying on the beach road. Okay, I'm trying to get around these gentlemen. Step out here. Going bright, going dark. Now over here, this is an old German restaurant. What road is that on, Michelle? 13? 13-1, that's the Hops. It's an old German restaurant. We've eaten in there once or twice. It's not bad actually. Not brilliant by German standards of food, but if you want German food, it's here. Another McDonald's, pizza stores. See, it's a different vibe down here on Beach Road. There are a lot more different types of tourists. A lot of people from Korea, from China. It used to be a lot different. Beach Road used to be a lot different. The girls are coming up and down selling the candy or the chips and the crisps. So along the beach, you see, they stop and eat. Is it okay to take a photo of this? Huh? Is it okay?
Yes, yeah.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Yes.
What are you having?
Fish. Bako. Bako.
Bako.
In pesa bachon in a Thai style in fish.
ครับ. Very nice.
Yes.
Looks good, thank you. Aroy. Kapung kap. So you see they sit along the waterfront here. They've cooked up, they've got a little fire going, they're cooking up some beautiful fish. A few beers and sitting out. I don't know if you can see the big Pattaya city sign in the background there, probably not with this camera. And the lights on the boats out in the harbour. We've got Ripley's, believe it or not. Another big shopping mall. Burger King. Now, I know some of you have said you quite like this sort of video where I walk through a town, when we did this in Osaka, when we did this in Indonesia. So let me know your comments down below whether you like this sort of two camera setup where I can talk to you and occasionally put my face on the screen. Maybe if something's ahead of me that I don't want to show, I can switch the camera around. See how many of these little Bart buses? There are loads of them. Up and down all evening in a one-way system, just a loop around the city of Pattaya. And hello.
Quite often stop the traffic on this road, isn't it, this time of night?
Yeah. Michelle was just saying this time of night, this traffic on this road is often stopped because we're coming towards Walking Street. There is a police presence at the corner of Walking Street. They're often stopping people and checking the helmets and driving license and drink driving. So there's a lot of reasons why the traffic slows down here. Do you think it'll be light enough? Can you see me all right? Let me know. I know it's not live, but let me know. Another guy selling food, a little tricycle. He's got the nuts. Probably got some ice in the back there. Drinks. You're never...
He's watching videos on his phone.
Yeah, and they're watching. There's another big change. He's got YouTube running on the front of his tricycle. He's watching YouTube videos as he goes around. selling food. There's another big change. So onwards. Now you'll see all these pennants hanging here are in celebration of the new king of Thailand. And the Thai people are super respectful, and you should be too. Never be insulting to the Thai royal family here. It's not done, and you will get into trouble. And you know, it's nice. The people here, they have a very respectful manner generally, and if you treat them well, they'll treat you very well. Now, there's roadworks here. I'm going to just nip round the back. So I think I can. There's a little ladder here. It's gone a bit dark. You might lose me for a few seconds. Go round the ladder. You okay, Michelle? Okay. You're all good, yeah? So I think we can get round. They seem to have dug a big... Okay, it's getting darker. So here we can't walk on this side of the street, so we're going to have to cross over. It's going to get a little bit gnarly, and that's probably the other reason why the traffic stopped, Michelle, because it's gone to one lane. Okay, so it's because it's cut down into one lane here. We've got to get over, if we can, onto the safer side of the street. Are you okay? I always like Michelle to get in before me. So, more food places, more massage parlours. Hello, Swadee Kap. A lot of Indian restaurants and Indian hotels along this section of street. So if you like your Indian food, there's lots to choose from here. Hello. Soy dogs. A lot of dogs in Thailand on the streets. Some of them in better health than others. Now, we're getting close to where the police patrol Walking Street. I'm going to leave the camera running. We'll see if I get any bother or not. But you know, I'm not doing any harm. Cross over again, Michelle.
If you don't cross over, you get caught, don't you?
Yes. Thank you. Yep. Now, if we don't cross over here, we end up. There's a barricade that takes you right the way around the corner. So you'll see just to my left there's several police officers patrolling the streets. They're the ones that are going to stop tourists, check them for helmets, check them for international driving licenses. If you haven't got those and you're driving around Pattaya, you're going to have a fine or possibly worse. So don't do it. Walking Street. Here she is. So, this is the infamous, the famous Walking Street. You see the police officer move out of the way there. Doesn't want to be filmed. I may get a number of people on this street that don't want to be filmed. Here's a guy doing the Turkish ice cream. I'm not going to film it. You've all seen the Turkish ice cream sellers. Now I'm going to have to up my volume. Something that's changed immensely on Walking Street over the years, to any of you that know it from many years ago, is the amount of tour groups that come down here from China, Korea perhaps, but I think mainly from China, that are following flags. So there are large groups, they come down and really just walk through the street and then back down to their hotels at the other end, and it's a curiosity for them, this street. But the numbers that come down here now, they're in their many thousands, and I think it's changed the whole dynamics of Walking Street and Pattaya for that matter. And that's why places like Soi Buakhao and other parts of Pattaya are now far more popular with residents, savvy visitors that come here. But Walking Street's still a bit of a buzz. You can see ahead of me here, this is what I'm talking about. This never used to happen in Walking Street. It was a place people came and partied, but I think a lot of people feel uncomfortable partying here now. These guys are always selling these, trying to sell these little rockets they throw up in the air and catch. We've eaten a few good meals down here, haven't we? When we first came here, some of these seafood restaurants on the right side, they're actually quite good.
Yeah.
And you can go all the way through, and you can sit out on the water side, can't you?
That's nice. You get
Ready,
nice
Cap?
view, nice breeze.
Yeah, so you get nice views. I'll show you one that we frequented 2 or 3 times, an American bar up here, wasn't there, Michelle? You remember what it was called?
American bar?
So it's still early. We're only about maybe 7 o'clock or so. So it's still early. And deliberately I've come at this time because later on it's going to get ballistic down here. The guys don't overly like you filming.
I've noticed you're not getting hassled by the guys with their little placards.
Now you see the guy with the placard ahead of us here. There's one. He's holding it out. I'm not. He won't approach me because I've got the camera. They're selling tickets to go and see some dubious shows off of Walking Street. And normally, there's another one here with a swag t-shirt on. Normally, you get approached every few hundred yards or so by these guys, but they won't talk to me when I've got the camera. So I'm not going to turn the camera into the clubs and bars out of respect for the people that are here. What I will point out is just ahead of me here, you have the police, quite a big police presence, but they also have volunteer police or tourist police here in Patio on Walking Street to sort of protect and help people that get into any trouble in the bar area. And it's a really great service because these guys, I believe they're predominantly volunteers. Actually, these chaps might not be, but there certainly are a whole bunch of volunteer tourist police that come down here and take good care of the tourists. So, big shout out to those guys. See, that's why I think it's become a much more shadow of its former self, because the bar scene down here, for what it's famous for, is hard to actually implement the sort of vibe they're looking for when there are so many children. See another group coming here, following a flag.
Take them into the boxing.
They'll go in, have a look at the boxing here. Now this is a sort of, I am turning the camera because I want to show you, it's a Thai boxing ring. It's a bit of a showcase thing. It's not particularly professional boxing. It's more a sort of showcase. But the tour groups will go in there. I think it's part of their show or part of their tour. So there's another group coming down. Ready, Cap? Now I know that there was a bar down here, not a bar but a restaurant that Michelle and I used to come to and eat and sit out on the waterfront, have some food, have a drink. We may have missed it. I'll tell you if we haven't. So you see the change if you watch this video from the very beginning. Soi Buakhao, which is now, I think, the place where people who know go to if they want to appreciate some of the sort of more. It's the New York Diner. Love this place. And they've got a special on 39 baht. That's about $2 Australian for a beer. So that would never have happened on this street. They'd never be selling beer for 39 baht. Bottled beers as well. How this street area has changed over the years. It's amazing. So yeah, as I was saying, people really have started looking for other parts of the city to go and enjoy themselves without this sort of constant barrage of tourists coming through with cameras, as I am here, taking photographs, bringing their children down to look at the curiosity. It's a bit like a sort of a zoo almost, the way these tours come through, and just to look and stare at what's going on. Take a look at this. Young children, grandparents, every demographic you can think of. Wow. And now, to me, in a way, there's this reverse sort of polarity where this is almost the interesting thing to look at on Walking Street. But the effect it must have had on the bars here, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about Pattaya, whether or not it's destroyed the businesses down here, whether their value has dropped. I mean, certainly there's enough people here, but I have heard a lot of the tour groups just walk straight through the streets and then go back, and they've got a sort of prepaid package so they don't spend any money in these streets. And Walking Street used to be one of the sort of seediest red light districts in the whole of the world, maybe, and now we've got McDonald's. So it's become a real shadow of its former self. And we've got several of these guys doing the Turkish ice cream tricks. If you don't know what the Turkish ice cream is about, Google it. If we get to Turkey, I'll film it there. I'm not filming a guy doing Turkish ice cream in Pattaya, Thailand. But hang on, I will show you his wonderful moustache. Look at that lovely beard. So take that back. A very impressive beard, has he not? So we're coming to the end of Walking Street as far as I can see. Cinema, no, Cap. So he will try and sell us a ticket to a cinema, but not to the adult shows. Now I have heard that this far end of Walking Street now has got a great deal of Indian presence here. So there's a lot of Indian restaurants, a lot of Indian bars, places where you can get really good Indian food. I'm not sure. I don't know enough about it, but I can certainly see quite a few Indian restaurants here. You'll have to tell me. I don't know enough about Pattaya. Michelle and I are only here for a short time. I think we're getting to the end now of our walk. So we've gone all the way from Soi Buakhao down through LK Metro, which is the block near the Metropole, LK Metropole Hotel. And now we've come along the beachfront, taken a tiny bit of abuse from some of the girls there, which was all good. And I can understand it. I feel a little bit, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't want to actually antagonize them, so I'll probably cut some of that out, just out of respect for them. but I wanted to show you. So we've shown 2 or 3 different sides of Pattaya, and ahead of me here you've got a huge sign, Indian restaurant, 24 hours, and to the left and the right, well, to the right of me are the beaches, and to the left there are some very nice hotels. And these hotels, by the way, are probably where most of these tour groups are coming out of. There are buses also bringing them down. But here we go, and here are the police doing a very good job on Walking Street, Pattaya. So from Michelle and I, love to you all on this slightly hot.
Just slightly hot.
Hot and sticky, not as hot as Vietnam,
No,
but
no.
still a little bit warm and sticky. Pattaya, Thailand. Be good, share the love, let us know what you think. If you enjoy this style of video, if you've enjoyed some of the ones we've done in the past. We will do some more videoing. I want to share with you some of the wonderful food here in Thailand while we're here, some of the street food. Hope to get that done. Anyway, love you all, take care. I rabbit on, don't I?
You do, you do. We're going to go say goodbye now and we'll see you in the next video.
Take care.